Well, speaking of the ability to freely disseminate information, 77% of Republicans polled said they were afraid to express their opinions publicly. They know that expressing right-of-center views could get them fired. So what is the conservative establishment, the groups that take in billions every year to protect conservatives, doing to protect conservatives? David Azerrad has been in that establishment for a long time and watched carefully. He's now a professor at Hillsdale College. He joins us tonight. David, thanks so much for coming on. Simple question. What are the conservative institutions that conservatives fund doing to protect conservatives at a moment of maximum peril?
Well, they're either fiddling while Rome burns, for the most part, by refusing to stand up to the left, or they're actively throwing fuel onto the fire by supporting trade and immigration policies that harm the countries, by mindlessly defending corporate America no matter how woke it goes. And so there is a vast disconnect between the legacy institutions of the right, the think tanks, the magazines, the activist organizations, and the base, the people who support them, and the Republican electorate.
That can't continue forever, can it? That misalignment between leaders and their people.
Well, the business model works, and the evidence of that is the hundreds of millions of dollars that continue to flow into their coffers each year. Now, part of this money comes from members of the ruling class in corporate America who have a vested interest in keeping America on the track that it's in. But the other part, I think, is well-intentioned Americans like you and me. And, look, when we donate, we don't scrutinize where our philanthropic dollars go.
No,
we're readily taken in by someone, who has a Reagan quote and a smile, and we're like, yeah, they represent me. And I would urge patriotic Americans who are sick and tired of the left desecrating everything that they to look under the hood and look at where their philanthropic dollars are going.
Unless they're actively defending you, and by defending I mean making it possible for you to live as you lived even 10 years ago, as a normal American with freedom of speech, unless they're doing that, they're probably acting against you. Do you think that's a fair summation?
Yeah, let me quote a line from the left, Tucker. In this regard, silence is violence. I mean, the right cannot afford to sit out these fights because everyone is lined up against ordinary Americans, the corporations, the universities, the media, Hollywood, the government. And who's going to stand up for them if not their elected representatives and the people who claim to represent them?
It's totally right. David Azerrad, 1Z, 2Rs, worth looking up the piece he wrote on this exact subject, I think at the American Conservative. Great piece. Thanks, David. Good to see you.
Thank you.